first guest tonight, an award-winning actor who kicked off his career with a starring role in the cult film With Nail and I, and since then has appeared in over 50 films, including Gosford Park, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, and everybody's talking about Jamie. Please welcome Richard E.Grant. Richard, always good to see you.
Thank you very much for joining us. Richard, you know, we're going to be talking dancing later.
Yeah.
But I think everybody saw you strutting your stuff in Everybody's Talking About Jamie.
Yeah.
I need to know how difficult it was for you learning how to dance in those 6-inch heels. That's a good point. I'm trying to impress Jeanette and Aliash that are in later.
Fine.
That's not any better, is it, I don't think?
One of the dancers in Kylie Minogue's backup group taught me how to walk in heels and to dance and stuff. And there was a great choreographer and a singing coach. I was like an old Ferrari pulling into, you know... And, oh, yeah.
It's impressive.
Practising at home.
That's very good, Richard.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
I struggle to do that, to be fair.
Oh, wow. Very
well,
good.
Richard, you've written a really powerful new memoir, and it's a tribute, really, isn't it, to your late wife, Joan?
Thank you.
We'll talk all about it very shortly. And if you have a question for our guests or would like to comment on anything you've seen in tonight's show, Memoir, A Pocketful of Happiness, as I said, a tribute to your late wife, Joan, is just the most beautiful book. I picked it up and literally an hour went by and I just couldn't put it down. I'm halfway through. It's brilliant.
Wow, thank you.
It was the anniversary of her death recently, and you got this outpouring of love on social media, somewhere that you found quite comforting because you're getting all these messages about Joan. How are you now then, a year on?
Yeah, anybody that's suffered great loss, grief is like an abyss. You have to negotiate your way through it on a daily basis. And sometimes you get tsunamied by it, somebody who's you haven't seen for a long time, who's maybe just heard the news. So that's difficult. But Joan was very smart. She died a year ago this month. And 4 days before she died, she said, I know you and our daughter will be sad, but she said, I charge you both to find a pocket full of happiness in each day, which, you know, as mad as that sounded at the time, it has really been the mantra by which we've lived since then, and been really helpful because it's also given us permission to enjoy and not feel guilty about if something good happens.
Yeah.
Is that how the book was born?
Yeah.
Richard, by Joan giving you that kind of like specific direction in life.
I posted something on social media on New Year's Day saying that she had said, try and find a pocket full of happiness in each day, and there was such an incredible response from people, and then a publisher said, would you write a memoir about this? And I balked at it, and my daughter said, I think it would be really helpful. So I went ahead and did it. So that's the result. So it's really a love letter to her and our career and lives together.
And it's, you've written it in the form of a diary, and it goes from not present day, but present-ish day, back to when you met.
Yes.
Now, that is a brilliant story. Not the most romantic of first meetings, but a real spark was ignited, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. She did say... I went to have a private lesson with her at her house, and I didn't leave that night, but she did say when... It was absolutely freezing, it was snowing that night, and the spare bedroom that you put me in, the radiator wasn't on, so you can work out what happened next. And she did say to me, you look like a stick insect, which is not the
not
most...
what you want to hear.
Yeah, not exactly the most,
But you moved past that.
Yeah, we had 38 years together as a result.
Well, the book is, as you just mentioned, it's full of brilliant stories, Richard. Just like how you got the role in Spice World, actually. How did that come about?
Oh, at the time, answering machines, when they were shoebox size, we had an answering machine inside the house, and when I came back picking my daughter up from school, she saw the thing blinking, put it on, and I was in the kitchen, and she heard, would you like to play the Spice Girls manager in Spice World, the movie? She came through and said, this is the movie that you've got to be in. I don't care what else you're offered. This is the movie you've got to be in. So, because she wanted to meet them. And that's what happened. And they put her hair into pigtails like Emma Bunton, and they were incredibly kind. So I had playground high status for about 2 terms because everybody wanted to be my friend because of Spice World, the movie.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And we should, your wife was a very, very famous dialect coach. She worked with loads of people. So was she ever impressed by some of the roles you got?
She was always critical, but the last thing that she coached me for was to do a Sheffield accent for, which I'd never done before, to play an old drag queen in the movie version of Everybody's Talking About Jamie.
Yeah.
So between that and the dancing and everything, I got through it. And the director was, Jonathan Buttrell was from Sheffield, so that helped.
Brilliant. She wasn't very impressed with Star Wars, though, was she?
No, she did say, I thought, she said, you're very good in it, but she said, I didn't understand a word of a single thing of it.
Amazing.
That would have destroyed me, going home to that news, honestly.
But that's honesty, see, that's a proper marriage, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is,
yeah.
I know.
Keeps you completely grounded.
Absolutely.
I can imagine. Now, Richard, you've worked with so many incredible actors over the years.
It's because I'm so old.
Come on now. But has anybody kind of got you starstruck in the people that you've worked with?
Oh, I'm permanently in the sweetie shop of fame, starstruck by almost everybody. I grew up in the smallest country in the Southern Hemisphere, Swaziland, which is now called Eswatini. So the prospect of actually becoming a professional actor from there seemed so improbable. And from a very, very young age, I had an obsession with Barbara Streisand. So I wrote her a fan letter when I was 14. Of course, she never got it. And then during the Oscars, I tweeted about it, taking a selfie outside her gates on one day that I had off. And and then I met her at the Oscars, and then subsequently at Donna Karan's house, and had a one-to-one 2-hour conversation with her. So it was everything that I could possibly have wished for.
Amazing.
So I thought, well, I didn't win the Oscar, but I got 2 hours with Barbara.
Yeah, and is it right she sent you a note as well after Joan
She did,
died?
yeah,
I
incredibly kind, because Joan had been the accent coach on her first film that she directed called Yentl, doing Middle European Jewish accents. Yeah. So, our lives interconnected in that way.
Nice touch.
Oh. Yeah. Richard, huge congratulations on the book. It's published next Thursday. This Thursday, sorry. And to sum it up, Dame Julie Walters, who your wife worked with a lot, said, it's a beautiful and honest celebration of deep, deep love. And that is exactly what it is.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thanks again, Richard.
Thank you.
Well, you may have noticed